Tato movie guy. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome back and welcome for the very first time. And today I will be beginning my backlog of my film festival reviews. And I'm going to begin with Soy Chang's Limbo. And I saw this at Berlin Film Festival. And yes, he is the director of Killzone and the Monkey King movies. He is a director that has made some interesting action movies that are quite brutal and gritty, but I've never always connected with the films that I have seen. But with Limbo, I thought to myself, I'll give this a chance. And my faith in the synopsis alone was really worth the ride. So enough talking, let's get to the review. The film follows rookie policeman Will Wren and his partner, the veteran cop Cham Lau, who is pursuing an obsessive and ruthless murderer of women. To lure this hand fetish ripper, they use a criminal called Wong To as bait, but this young woman is both unpredictable and insubordinate, surrounded by ever more insane bouts of violence and increasingly in danger of falling victim of the bestial serial killer herself. She fights the traumas of the slums by her own means. Right, this was an absolutely gritty thrill ride of a film, drenched in heavy rain and smeared in monochrome black and white. I was floored from the get-go of this film because it's so gripping. What Soi Chang does so well is he just grabs you by the horns and he throws you into this abyss of absolute carnage. And this tale is really sinister from the very beginning, and it just throws you into the streets of Hong Kong, and it just feels like a labyrinth of harrowing pain and absolute misery. The rain is continuously pouring through this film, and it's quite eloquent in many ways, because what I think is the real crown jewel of this film is Cheng Shui Kwang's cinematography. He has done a lot of films for Johnny To, and watching Limbo, I just was so absolutely flabbergasted by this really juxtaposing type of cinematography, because it's so beautiful to look at, but the actual imagery that we actually see in front of us is absolutely disgusting at times and really brutally violent. And this is really where Soi Chang gets the most out of this subject matter. It's actually based on a book I've never heard of, but I would be very intrigued to read it. And he uses the source material to kind of cascade this seed of doubt, I think, within the film. And as the narrative continues, there's really well balanced character arcs that are very well established from the get go. So we don't really have this momentum of having to remember or know more about their past, because everything is established so suddenly. And then it just really goes into this absolute wild cat and mouse adventure. As Limbo paces itself in such a ferocious way, there are very interesting long takes through the longevity of this film that really keep the momentum of what Cheng is going for. And as we go through this labyrinth, it really just evokes a bit more of the pressure that these two cops are on. Cham Lau and Will Wren are really trying to figure out what is going on. But what I really liked in this elevation of the story is using Wong To, who was played by Liu Yui's. This is kind of use of bait isn't always going to work in these types of films, because it can feel quite pastiche or a bit blasé. But here I thought Wong To was kind of the real main actor in the film, because she is in the underbelly. She is showing you this dark abyss of corruption and criminal life within the streets. And her being pursued by this serial killer is really what made Limbo such an enticing film. But we also have to talk about Mason Lee and Gordon Lam. Gordon Lam is obviously one of the kings of these types of movies, and his old cop ways are really cool. I like the way that his kind of backstory is just really shrouded with doubt, and he just doesn't believe in himself anymore. And this journey is a slog for him as he battles through every fight, every piece of bullet ricocheting, the blood gushing from his face. It really just establishes why Gordon Lam is such a fantastic actor. But I really like Mason Lee. You might know Mason Lee more from maybe like Hangover 2 possibly. But I really liked his performance, but it wasn't exactly the levels of Liu Yoi's and Gordon Lam in this film. But genuinely, this was a brutal film full of gore, blood, action. Not a very well layered film like Seven within like a serial killer hunt kind of thing, but it really delivered a lot of entertainment for me. And I hope a lot more people get to see it by the end of this year. So that was my review of Limbo. Please let me know what you thought of it in the comment section below. And if you haven't seen it, let me know what your favourite Gordon Lam film is, except for Internal Affairs, of course, because that is the obvious choice. And thank you very much for watching my Olivier Assayas video. It should be here somewhere, so please check it out if you haven't. And I'll carry on with these film festival reviews for the next couple of weeks, maybe going into months, because I don't really know what I'm going to review over the next couple of weeks or months. And if you haven't seen any of my What I Saw At videos from the film festival circuit, please watch them, because you might want me to review some of the films that I've seen and I want to talk to you about. So thank you very much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, do as you please. And as we know this on the channel, diolch, danke, obrigado, merci beaucoup, arigato, danke schön, bitte schön, all the shuns, and obviously never change. Bye.